Hello, welcome back to my channel. I want to change it up a bit. So instead of me reacting to like music, local Filipino artists, today I'm gonna be reacting to this video called Lies About the Philippines because I am half Filipina and I was born and raised in the Philippines. Of course, I would know what is a fact and what is a lie. I think so. Let's see kung tama nga ba ang mga lies na nandito sa video na papanoorin ko today. Okay, but before we do that, if you're new to my channel, my name is Hannah. I'm half Pinay based in London, and I'd really appreciate if you would consider subscribing to this channel and also hit the notification bell para updated kayo when we have new uploads. Okay, so umpisahan na natin in 3, 2, 1.
The Philippines is a country that we love to talk about here on FTD Facts. So much can be said about the beauty of the country as well as the beauty of the people. Yet, even still, there are many stereotypes, misconceptions, and straight-up lies that have been put on as labels on the country and its people.
I agree.
Back to FTD Facts. My name is Leroy Kenton, and for this episode, I'm going to be looking at 10 of the biggest lies, stereotypes, and misconceptions about the Philippines.
Good.
Okay,
Magandang
so let's get
pag-usapan
into this
to.
list. At number 10, Filipino women are submissive and quiet.
Submissive
like every
and
other
quiet.
country, though, women come in a variety of attitudes. Some a little bit more attitude prone than others. But either way, Filipinas are just a conservative type of woman. According to sources, Filipino women, they find it uncomfortable to mingle or even interact with male foreigners and even their own men. They also have a reputation of being quiet and shy, but this is normally because they feel that they don't have the adequate skill of speaking English to the foreigners. So
I'm just gonna pause it right there. It's a lie that we generalize na lahat ng Filipino women ay mahiyain or submissive, yung nahihiyang makipag-conversation sa mga foreigners. That's what he said. And it's a stereotype, but I think in general, tayo naman mga Pilipino, I think there is somehow inside we feel a little bit inferior na parang hindi natin kayang makipagsabayan. Pero the fact is, masyado lang tayo nag-overthink about sa kung anong sasabihin nila sa kung paano tayo magsalita, like our accent. Pero totoo naman, hindi naman talaga mahalaga yun as long as we are understood. Pero I think I would agree that is 50% a lie and 50% truth kasi I myself, medyo nahihiya ako in the beginning, especially when I moved here. And of course, London is an English-speaking city. So of course, meron akong parang fear na baka may ma-mispronounce ako or baka they won't understand me and stuff like that. But yeah, that's my opinion. Let's proceed.
instead of speaking nonsense, they remain silent. The next lie is that the Philippines is one land mass. This is something that I've been guilty of thinking myself. But there's actually over 7,000 islands that make up the Philippines. Around 2,000 of them are inhabited. And this is known as an archipelago, which is a collection of islands or sometimes a sea containing a small
So that's the correct term, archipelago.
Islands. Now, the Philippines has a total land area of 300,000 square kilometers, which works out to be 115,831 square miles. This makes it the world's largest island country. The Philippine archipelago is divided into 3 island groups: Luzon, Visayas, as well as Mindanao. The lie number 8 is Filipinos don't speak English. So when tourists visit the country of the Philippines, they're usually surprised at the fact that Filipinos, they actually learn English as their first language. Most Filipinos also learn it alongside Tagalog growing up. Some Filipinos will have a distinct accent while speaking English. English-speaking tourists will have little or no trouble at all communicating with them. And this actually leads us to our next lie.
Okay, tama yun. I agree that that's a lie, that a lot of foreigners think that Filipinos cannot speak English, when in fact, ang English ay tinuturo sa school is one of the languages that we have to speak aside from Filipino. Sa pagtuturo is may English din. So, we can speak English kahit hindi man perfect yung English without the accent, pero they don't know that when they come to the Philippines, ay kaya nating umintindi and we can speak. Marami sa atin ang kaya. So that's one misconception. So I agree that's a lie.
This lie is that Filipinos only speak Tagalog. This lie and misconception is similar to the idea that Chinese people speak Chinese, when in fact they
Tama.
speak a wide variety of
Yes.
languages like Mandarin, Cantonese, etc. In
Yeah.
the Philippines, though, Tagalog is one of many dialects spoken
Correct.
in the country. Back in the year 1937, the government adopted Tagalog, elevating its status as a national language of
Saan ba
the
to?
Philippines.
Which
also
part of
calling it
Metro Manila is
Filipino,
this?
and has since become mixed with other existing Philippine
Hmm.
dialects, as well as foreign languages like English and Spanish.
Yep.
Now, when it comes to native languages and dialects, there are more than 200
Wow.
in the entire country. Number 6, all Filipinos share the exact same culture. So, being an archipelago,
No.
like I mentioned earlier, historically there was no actual Philippines to refer to. The different groups of islands being separated by large bodies of water, they contained their own distinct culture and language
Correct.
and traditions. Because of this, they were very distinct from each other. So
Yeah.
then the movement for a united Philippines didn't come until the arrival of the Spanish, which was much later on though. Alright guys, to reach halfway in this episode, we have 5 more lies.
5
to
more
look at.
lies.
And for more information about Philippines, I definitely want you to check out our video where we did 10 surprising facts about the Philippines. It is a mind-blowing episode. It's such a beautiful country, so much to learn about it. I'll link to it below in the video description.
I agree.
section.
Maganda
You can
naman
check
ang
it out
Pilipinas.
after this. Alright, continuing with the lies. In at lie number 5, we have Filipinos are nannies and call center
Nannies
agents.
and call
That's
center
all
agents.
they're good for. Okay, so Filipinos may just be very good at delivering these types of services, and because of that, there's a high demand for their skills in other countries. However, not everyone shares the same dream job interest. There's actually millions and millions of Filipinos living and working overseas
Yes.
with completely different professions,
Yes.
like doctors and nurses and
Yes.
singers. Yeah, Filipinos sing really good. That's another stereotype. But I think there's like some facts to that.
So about nannies and call centers, I think I agree that's a lie. I mean, that's another stereotype na ang mga Pilipino, in the Philippines, ang primary na trabaho is like nannies or call center agents. I was a call center agent myself for a very long time when I was back in the Philippines. Yun lang ang naging trabaho ko talaga. And I would say, yes, napakadami talagang call center agents, pero napakadami din namang ibang trabaho. But for some reason, that is what we are being known for. I guess kasi pag tumawag yung mga foreigners, nadadirect sila sa mga call centers sa Philippines. It's the same thing as kung madirect sila sa mga call centers in India or other parts of the world. And nannies, I guess, is because marami ding mga overseas Filipino workers ang nagtatrabaho sa ibang bansa as nannies or like household helpers. Mali yun to stereotype us kasi nga marami rin naman tayong mga professionals, ang daming OFWs around the world na iba-iba ang profession.
You'll find Filipino entrepreneurs, IT specialists, engineers, and the list goes on and on and on and on and on. So no. They're
Yeah.
not just nannies, and they don't just work in call centers
Correct.
overseas. So lie number 4 is Manila is the main business district. And this is something that I thought as well, I'm not gonna lie. Contrary to what many foreigners think, most of the embassies and big firms, banks, and insurance companies, they're actually located in Makati and Taguig.
Taguig.
Makati and Taguig are located within the greater Manila area.
Yes.
Now, Manila is the capital city of the Philippines, and it is one of the most populated cities, but it is not necessarily where all the main action happens.
Correct.
Number 3, have you-
Teka, before we go to number 3, so yeah, I think because Metro Manila is the capital, people think that Metro Manila is the business district, but in fact, inside Metro Manila, maraming mga cities o mga syudad, pero ang pinaka-main business districts kung saan nandun yung mga matataas na buildings, mga offices is Makati, Taguig, yan, BGC. I mean, there's also in QC, pero ang pinaka mas kilala is nga Makati and Taguig. So that's one misconception, and I agree, that's another lie.
Dog meat is regularly eaten and
Dog
served.
meat.
Okay. All right. So, no, they don't sell dog meat in Filipino supermarkets and grocery
Yun ang
stores.
akala mo.
Eating dogs in Philippines it's a very taboo topic.
Yes.
And there actually are a few small groups. Mostly of them are in the northern region of the country. in the mountain province where indigenous people as well as their ancestors have had a history of eating dog meat, but you're not gonna be finding it at restaurants
on the streets
or in grocery stores just like that. No, that doesn't exist. Number 2.
Okay.
Filipinos date foreigners.
Before we go to number 2, dog meat, I mean, we've heard about it. We may know someone who has eaten dog meat. I have personally seen putahe na aso, but I've never eaten it. But that was way back. Siguro, hindi lang alam ng mga foreigners na meron, pero hindi siya nasa merkado, hindi siya binibenta sa mga groceries. It can happen in any country. Pwede sa China, kumakain sila ng kung ano-anong animals. Pero yun yung mga, hindi naman siya parang ordinary na kakainin talaga nila on a daily basis or readily available sa mga supermarkets. And I guess for dog meat, there may be some people na illegally kumakatay ng aso. For the general public, it's not something that you would consume talaga.
For money and papers. Alright guys, so some just love to travel and meet new people along the way. Just because Filipinos date and marry foreigners also doesn't mean that they're just looking for visa applications, making that whole process easier and everything. Filipinos, they can afford to fund their own travels themselves, get their visas, and do their
Not
jobs in
everyone.
foreign countries, so they don't necessarily need a foreign partner to do so. Marrying a Filipino actually does not mean that the foreigner has to support the Filipino's family either. You know, there's a lot of times where people move overseas and it's like, okay, well, you gotta send money back to my family. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but it's unfair to label Filipinos with that stereotype. And yes, so it is a sad reality that because they date foreigners, it's assumed that they're just gold diggers. But if you actually think about it, just because someone dates somebody from a foreign country doesn't mean that that person is rich either. So yeah, something to think about there. And now moving
Okay, before we proceed to the last one, that second one about Filipinos dating foreigners para lang magkaroon ng visa, it's not 100% a lie. I mean, let's be realistic. Meron naman talagang mga ganong cases and I think that's one escape para sa mga Pilipino dahil nga sa kahirapan, 'di ba? Naghahanap ng foreigner na mapapangasawa para makaalis sa Pilipinas and have a better life. Pero of course, let's not generalize, hindi naman lahat ganun ang intention. Pero we do know people and we hear stories about that. Kaya nagkakaroon ng ganitong klaseng stereotype na ang mga Pilipino ay nagde-date ng mga foreigners para lang sa pera para masuportahan. Kasi madaming cases naman talaga na ganun. But like he said, it's wrong naman na i-generalize na lahat ay ganun dahil marami din namang mga nakapangasawa ng foreigner while they are working abroad or while they're living abroad. And hindi naman nga lahat ng foreigner ay mayaman. Yun lang ang thinking kasi ng mga Pilipino ng pag foreigner ay may pera. Pero kung sa totoo lang, ang mga foreigners na yan, meron din naman silang mga sarili nilang problema, sarili nilang status sa bansa kung saan sila nakatira. And it doesn't necessarily mean na mapera sila. Okay, number 1.
on to our biggest line in this episode, Philippines.
It's
a
dangerous.
very dangerous country. Now, we've all seen the news reports. Many foreigners, they hear about Philippines' war on drugs, among other struggles that they have in the country. And this has led foreigners to think that the Philippines is a place of criminals and kidnappers.
Marami naman kasi talaga.
Now, there are, of course, several unfortunate issues in the country, but overall, away from the hotspots of criminal activity, there are many beautiful places and safe places that you'll see in the Philippines. Not just the resorts designed for tourists, but many local places as well, completely safe. All right, guys, so this concludes this episode. This was a look at 10 of the biggest lies about the Philippines. Hope this helped clear up some misconceptions. The country of the Philippines and Filipinos, they are an amazing group of people.
Yep. Okay, so the last one was that Philippines is a dangerous country. Sa lahat naman ng bansa may mga parts na kung saan talaga yung mga hotspots ng mga criminals and maraming mga nangyayaring mga hindi kanais-nais. Pero it's wrong to generalize nga na ang ganun ang buong Pilipinas, pero it's not a lie na totoo naman din kasi na mataas din yung crime rate, drug use and drug dealing and all that. Pero nga, makikita nyo rin yan sa ibang bansa. So that was it. Some of them are not completely a lie. Sinabi ko naman sa inyo yun. And you as a Filipino, alam nyo rin naman kung ano ang totoo at ano ang hindi. But that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you have any suggestions kung ano pa ang mga gusto nyong i-react ko, just let me know down below. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you're always updated. I'll see you on the next video. Bye!